What's going on, everybody? I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Refs Call Show. I was just live, but I realized that none of my signal was really good, so everything was choppy. So hopefully, this one is a lot better for you guys. Audio visual matches up, so I do apologize about that. So the Bulls, we'll try this again. The Chicago Bulls have traded Nikola Vucevic to the Boston Celtics for a second round pick and Anthony Simons. And before I give my thoughts on that, I want to tell you guys where I've been at. So, you guys have not seen me since October. I've been keeping up with the Bulls, the games, and the stories, everything associated with the Bulls. But I've been refereeing so much. Like my schedule this week is I got a referee a varsity game tonight. Then I have 2 games tomorrow, JV then varsity. Then I got to referee a city championship middle school game on Thursday. Then I have a varsity game on Friday, and then I have a college game on Saturday. So since October, I have been doing varsity, JV, middle school games, and now college is being added to my schedule. So Monday through Saturday is what my uh, weeks have been for the past, what is this, February now? For the past 2.5 months, it's been so much basketball. So, but I've been keeping up with the Chicago Bulls. I have been, like I said, following the team, watching games when I can. And if I haven't been watching the games, I've been, looking at recap videos, box scores, keeping up with possible trades and everything like that, right? So, and my thoughts on the Vucevic trade, it was time. It was time, man. This marriage has been this marriage has been coming to an end for a while now, since the beginning of the season, and I just been waiting for it to officially happen. And I'm really excited for Vooch because he goes to a true contender, that being the Boston Celtics. Um, are they a real threat to win the title? I don't know about that, but they are a threat to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Right? Uh, we moved on from Kevin Herter, and we brought in Jaden Ivey from that trade. And I don't understand the philosophy of the Chicago Bulls. I just don't. What do we want? All right, why do we have so many guards? So I don't think it's gonna stay that way. I hope not. The news did come out that Kobe White is on the trade block as well, with us bringing in Anthony Simons and Jaden Ivey. That shows that his time is up. Where could he go? I don't know. Hopefully, it's somewhere out west, because we don't need to give him to anybody on the East, especially within our division, which I don't think that will happen. All right, the Bulls, they may not make any splash moves, but that would be a trade that I don't see us happening, given how I feel about the front office, right? But yeah, it was time for the Boost trade though, especially when he came out and said what he said the other day. He was talking about how is he was over it, right? You can tell he was over the culture because he didn't even know where they were going. And he's too good of a player offensively to just wither away on a Chicago Bulls team that's in no man's land. And he have no man's land for the past, shoot, I want to say that's 3, 4 seasons. All right. Uh, so happy for him. And he's also approaching the 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds category in NBA history. I hope he gets it, because since he's been here with the Bulls, man, he has been a consummate pro. He's been never a bad locker room guy, never bad in the press, no off the court issues. Vooch has been that guy that comes to work, he produces, and then he goes home. And that's all you can ask for in a pro. And he's been that since day one, right? He was even like that in Orlando, when he was a 2-time All Star. So happy for Vooch. Um, like I said, welcome to Jaden Ivey. Welcome to Anthony Simons. It'll be interesting to see where Kobe White goes, but I want the Bulls to tear it all down. It's time for us to tear it all down. We have to, man. Coach Billy, I like you. You are one of the best coaches of all time in the game of basketball. You are in the Hall of Fame. That can never be taken away from your accolades. Can never be taken away from him. All right, but it's time. It's time for the Billy Donovan Chicago Bulls marriage to come to an end. All right. It may even be time for the Mark Eversley and AK marriage to come to an end. All right. Just tear it all the way down to the frame. Because, like I said, I don't know what the philosophy is of this team. And that's frustrating as a fan, right? It would be different if we were, let's say, the Phoenix Suns, or we were the Sacramento Kings, or we were the Charlotte Hornets, the New Orleans Pelicans, teams that nobody really pays attention to. They don't really, they may be bad, but it's kind of expected, right? They're not large markets. The Chicago Bulls are the third largest market in the United States of America. We need the Bears to be good, which they were. Shout out to the Bears and shout out to Caleb Williams. And we need the Bulls to be good, right? We drive revenue for the NFL and the NBA. And also, we are the franchise that the greatest player of all time played for. So the Chicago Bulls is one of the most iconic NBA brands on the planet. You got the Lakers, the Celtics, and then the Bulls. Throw the Warriors in there. All right. But those four are the Knicks. Those five franchises, everybody on the planet recognizes. All right. So if the Chicago Bulls are no man's land, that's kind of bad for the league, man. I mean, we're still going to sell because our merchandise is fire. But the product for us has not been good lately, man. And so this is why I'm on board for Billy Donovan to say his goodbyes. Go. How did the dad do back in the day? Babe, I'm going to go get some milk. You need some bread too? You need some eggs? All right, I'm gonna run to the store. Go run to the store, Coach Billy. Go run and get some milk and eggs and bread, and don't come back. That's how I feel about Coach Billy as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. All right. Like I said, fantastic coach, fantastic coach. All right, one of the best of all time. But it's time for this marriage to end immediately. All right, you're bringing in these young guys. We need some new blood leading them. And like I said, it may be time for Eversley and AK to go as well. But who we bring in to replace them, I don't know. But head coach, I saw that we were tied to the guy from Duke. I'm not all in on him because I don't. The Bulls don't need to be a learning curve for him. Let him come into the league. Let him go to a Sacramento. Let him go to New Orleans. Let him go to some other team that is not. Let him go to the Pacers. Well, the Pacers are bad because of Halliburton, so we really can't put that on him. That's not a Carlisle issue there. All right, but let him go to the Blazers. Let him go to a franchise that he can be tucked away, that he can lose and it not affect him. I'll put it that way. Because if we bring in the coach from Duke, and I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but if we bring him in and we are the guinea pig for him getting his feet wet in the NFL in the NBA, that would not be good for us. It wouldn't be good for the NBA either. And we've tried that. We tried that with Fred Hoiberg. Didn't work out. We tried that with old boy from the Celtics. He was the assistant to Doc Rivers. I cannot remember his name right now, but he was god awful. We've tried that. That's not what the Bulls. That's not what we sign at. Where the Chicago Bulls, where we sign at when it comes to the head coaches, we sign it when we go and get somebody that's already on a staff that has some inclination of how the league works. My boy RJ said we need a superstar, Greg. I won't be surprised. I won't be upset if we work a nice deal to snag Giannis. Honestly, I don't think Giannis is coming to the Chicago Bulls, or I really don't. I think Giannis, and the report came out, if I remember correctly, that Giannis wants to go to either Miami or Minnesota. And I get the Miami thing because he wants to go to. They have a great coach there in Miami, and all the players in the NBA they love Eric Spoelstra. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. So he's somebody that a lot of players want to play for. So I understand that. In Minnesota, they have a good formula to win now. You got the superstar, you got the role players. So we'll see. You must know something I don't know, RJ. You must know something that I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will be shocked if Giannis comes here. If Giannis comes here, we and plays for Coach Billy. This is why I'm ready for Coach Billy to go because he is restricting Matas Buzelis. Matas Buzelis is like that. He's like that lion that's in the cage that's ready to go hunt. And Coach Billy is just hold on, boy, hold on. No, let him go make his mistakes as he is trying to be the guy for us, Coach Billy. Dwayne Wade came and talked about that with Van Gundy. Dwayne Wade said that that's if he didn't have that, he probably wouldn't be the Dwayne Wade that we all came to love in Miami. You can see Matas has that alpha dog mentality, and Coach Billy is telling is he's restraining him right now. And Coach Billy talked about that in the offseason where he said that he had to teach Matas how to be a pro, how to eat, how to come to meetings on time, how to do all of these things that you want to do as a pro. All the things that Nikola Vucevic excelled at as a pro, you can tell Coach Billy, and he said this, he's trying to instill in Matas because he is so young. That I agree with. I understand that, and we need that from a coach. That's off the court, though. But restraining him on the court, we don't need that, Coach Billy. We need some excitement from we need something that Matas gives us that. All right. So this is why I'm kind of all in on Coach Billy Donovan and this marriage with the Chicago Bulls coming to an end. Like I said, Coach Billy, go get some milk and breads, go out the door and never come back, figuratively speaking. Okay. Uh Anthony Simons and Jaden Ivey. I like that. I like the two guards. Jaden Ivey is coming back from injury, but when he is healthy, he is a really good player. Anthony Simons is a good player. He's the one that can run the offense as well. I like him. And I'm ready. I'm excited to see where Kobe White may go. Kobe White is not your traditional point guard to where he's going to put everybody in their place and direct the offense. That's not Kobe White's game. He is a scoring guard. So wherever he goes, he's going to be that spark off the bench or even as a starter, right? So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. It'll be extra interesting to see what type of compensation we get for him. All right. Do I think we're going to get premier compensation for Kobe White? Not necessarily. If we get a first round pick for him, I'll be shocked. But I do see maybe a couple of picks and a player or a second round pick and a player for Kobe White. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. But I don't think he's the type of player that's going to, you know, you got to give up a premier pick for him. And that's not me. That's not a knock on Kobe White. That's not a knock on him at all. All right. Uh, but yeah, back to this head coaching situation. This is why I can't get behind these moves because the Bulls are in no man's land right now. The Chicago Bulls are in no man's land right now. And as much as I want to get excited about these moves, I can't really do that right like I want to. I can't. But we'll see what happens, man. But go get Tibbs. Bring Tibbs back. Go get Sam Cassell from the Boston Celtics. This goes back to my point how the Bulls, we always excel at bringing in coaches who have been a part of coaching staffs and who know what it takes to win. Save the coach from Duke, let him go to another franchise and let him lose quietly. But we go get a Sam Cassell or bring Tibbs back, I'm all in. I'm all in, man. And a lot of people may not be in on Tibbs coming back, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but we need something, bro. I don't. We need another splash in the trade market to get me excited about this season because we ain't going nowhere. All right, the way the Bull season is going right now, we are looking at maybe winning the first play-in game and losing and getting out. That's how I see the Bull season going. All right. Now you still got Ja Morant out there. Ja Morant is still available. He hasn't been traded anywhere yet, but it's clear that Memphis is moving on from Ja Morant. So, Chicago, you want to add some excitement to this season because a report came out the other day that the Bulls front office they have the Bulls being competitive this season as one of their philosophies. You want to be competitive? Go get John Morant. Go get him. Do what's necessary. All right. The Bulls, they also have been linked to Zion. If you don't go get Ja, go get Zion. Now that would be interesting. Now you're gonna make some people stand up and say, okay, the Bulls are kind of serious. Pairing along John Morant with a Mataz or a Zion with a Mataz, the only thing with Zion is health. That's the only thing with Zion is he's like Anthony Davis, bro. He may give you 40 games in the season, maybe 50, but anything after that is pushing it. All right. And the thing with John Morant, everything off the court. And what is his mentality? All right. And also, is he going to be able to improve his jump shot? Because once that athleticism leaves, it's great right now. It's great right now. And John Morant is another guard. He's more of a combo guard. He's going to, he can run the offense and he can provide some excitement offensively. But I would love to see John Morant become more of a threat, with his jump shot. So we'll see how that goes. But I ain't mad if we go get John Morant. I ain't mad at that at all. All right. But do I see Giannis coming to the Bulls? I don't. I don't see Giannis coming here at all. Giannis wants to go to a contender. And I wouldn't be shocked if he does not end up in Minnesota. Uh and also Giannis may not get traded until the summer because with a player like Giannis, you have to look at everything. And shout out to Club 520. Jeff T, he mentioned that. You got to look at everything when it comes to Giannis. Everything being, okay, we trade you. What players are we getting back and what picks are we getting back? And how is it going to affect us in the following draft? So players like a Jaden Ivey or Anthony Simons, Kobe White, you can trade them right away and not think twice about draft compensation or your place in the draft if you get adequate compensation with draft picks. But a player like Giannis, a player like Ja, a player like Zion, those type of players, you got to really sit down and be like, okay, what are we getting and how is it going to benefit us? All right. So I'm going to wrap the show up now because, like I said, I got to go referee a game tonight. I got a varsity game tonight. Like I said, I got another varsity game tomorrow. I got a city championship game for the city of Chesapeake, Virginia for middle school on Thursday. Got a varsity game on Friday. And then I got a college game on Saturday. That's this. When I tell y'all, this has been my schedule since November, Monday through Saturday. Nothing but basketball. My only days off have been Sunday. And now that football will be over officially come Sunday, I won't have to worry about going to the sports bar and yelling at TVs with my OGs, but I'll be able to sleep in a little bit and just relax. And then the regular season for high school ends in a couple of weeks anyway. Then we'll begin the district tournament and regional tournament, then state tournament. So, or just regional tournaments, then state tournament. All right. And then I'll be focused mostly on college. And, I get those games on the weekends. I may get some during the week, depending on how the schedule goes out. So that's why you guys have not seen me all season. All season. I've been getting up. Like I said, I just got off of work before I went live here. Literally just got off of work. And I'm, coming home, grab my uniform, make sure I have everything. Then I hit the road, go ref, come back home at about 9, 10 o'clock. I'm up till 11, wake back up at 5 o'clock, and I do it all over again. So, but it's going to pay off because I will be that professional referee on the NBA and FIBA level real soon. So, this has been the Refs Call Show. I thank you guys for tuning in, all 88 of you. And I do apologize if you tuned in to the first stream and it was real choppy. I forgot to change my Ethernet cords because I have a more powerful one than the one I had hooked up to my computer, and I forgot to switch it out. So it's all good though. It's all good because I'll be back here. Now that the regular season's almost up for high school, I'll be back on more as we go into the second half of the NBA season. I'll be able to really do my in-depth analysis of games and calls and things like that. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. I'm about to go referee. And if the Bulls make another splash trade either today or tomorrow or some other day before the deadline or at the deadline, I'll go live that day as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, see red, baby.